What do we have? A news row from Mirror shows Harry admitted that Meghan was treated by William like a convicted felon. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel. So according to the media outlet, the fallout between Prince William and Prince Harry over his nasty wife Meghan Markle included the Prince of Wales reportedly treating Meghan like a convicted felon thanks to her role as an actress. In his memoir Spare, Harry wrote that his brother Prince William told him, "She's an actress after all, Harold, anything can happen." Harry also recalled talking about his plans to propose with William, and supposedly William was concerned and told Harry he was taking things a bit too far. In Spare, Harry wrote, "It's too fast, he'd told me, too soon. In fact, he'd actually been pretty discouraging about my even dating Meg. One day, sitting together in his garden, he'd predicted a host of difficulties I could expect if I hooked up with an American actress, a phrase he always managed to make sound like a convicted felon." Well, after everything that has happened since then, I'd say William wasn't too far off. Now, personally, I think William is right with this view. Meghan, as a former actress who loved the limelight, simply didn't satisfy her personal needs while she was in the monarchy. After only 72 days of real work, she realized that without being paid for this work, she dragged Harry back to America to carry out her dirty deeds to exploit the royal titles. I know that Harry blames all his problems on his status as Spare, but the fact is his problems come from the fact that he's lazy and unmotivated. I'm guessing if he had just told his family that he wanted to be an architect or a doctor, for example, and if he had the grades to get into university, his family would have supported him. But no, instead, Harry had to rebel against his family by marrying a demonic narcissist named Meghan Markle. She has controlled him from the very beginning, and he's completely brainwashed now. And as recent updates show, Harry is now reportedly seeking to come back to his old lifestyle and maybe even rejoin his family, which is also rumored to be causing some problems for his relationship with Meghan. It has been reported that Meghan is finding Harry's thoughts frustrating as he's apparently wanting to come back to London. Supposedly, Meghan is wanting to leave that chapter of their life behind them, and she's just pushing on ahead with a potential career move into politics in the US. And she's also been threatening the royal family that she's going to write a new tell-all book. All right, let's dig into this a little bit. Journalists, I think, are being overdramatic here. As far as I can tell, ever since Meghan weaseled her way into the family, the journalists haven't really done their work. They haven't done any in-depth, well-researched journalism about her. Really, they just wanted the salacious gossip. So why exactly do they want all this drama? Well, it gives the journalists plenty of easy stuff to write about, many speculative stories and puff pieces. But whatever happened to the real journalists, the ones with integrity, the ones who would have been more protective of the monarchy from the very beginning, and who would have known what Meghan Markle was all about? But I'd say that Meghan and her publishers need to be very careful, because by now the palace dossiers, and let's not forget MI5 and 6, the NSA is going to be packed. The lack of due diligence in vetting her at the beginning is going to have been more thorough now. The palace is going to be looking to get rid of Meghan once and for all. And if Meghan decides to spill her typical spite and nonsense, well, then she could be facing a lawsuit. There is no comparison with Michelle Obama, who has earned her $65 million on merit and who actually has something important to say. She's not told a bunch of lies in front of the whole world, and she is the wife of a former US president. Meghan, on the other hand, is just an ex-yacht girl, Z-list mattress actress, self-obsessed narcissist. So no, I don't believe the royal family has anything to worry about. This is just a case of journalists not really knowing what's going on because the palace is playing their cards close to their chests. They cannot risk a single leak at this point. Meghan can publish whatever she wants to, but if she dares to do that, it's going to be the end of her. Mr. Phil though, has weighed in with a different opinion. He said to the Mirror Online that the Oprah interview where Markle claimed a member of the royal family questioned the color of Archie's skin damaged the royals. The palace won't sue. They would rather pay to settle a problem. He gives the example of the French socialite Isabelle de Rouve, who was outraged by Andrew, he says. The Queen bailed him out. It cost her millions. Also Virginia Giuffre, who received millions from the Queen to keep quiet. Then there's the secret of the birth of the Cecil girl. And don't forget our old friend Mr. Hewitt. There are several others who have been paid off, such as the royal household staff who were bullied. The Queen paid them to save Markle's reputation. The woman in Australia who received compensation after Markle threw hot tea over her is another example. When the Duchess of York demanded £500,000 from an undercover reporter in order to open doors for access to Prince Andrew, people were once again paid off to keep things under wraps. We are talking about one of the world's richest families. A few million here and there means nothing to them and won't even make a scratch into their finances. But I don't know if Mr. Phil Dampierre is completely right here. In fact, we all sat up and paid attention when that interview was scheduled with Oprah. We wanted to hear all about it. Well, it turns out it was filled with lies. And then what about that ridiculous documentary? So no, I just don't think there are going to be that many people fooled by Meghan's book of lies. Why would anybody be lining up to buy Meghan's book when they know it's just going to be the same old nonsense that we heard in the Oprah interview and the documentary? And they really just succeeded in making a big fool of themselves in those ventures anyway. The royal family is going to ignore all the bombs being thrown their way. They're just going to get on with their jobs and focus on the good work they have to do. And they have played this the right way. They have not engaged in any public fights. They're not going to sink down to Meghan and Harry's level. If I were Charles, I wouldn't pay Meghan a penny. I mean, if he does, she's just going to do it again whenever she wants more money. People know that book is going to be filled with lies. And they should get to see where she came from, how she shoved herself into the royal family by manipulation and lies. And I do believe that Meghan Markle has got some people backing her who are trying to take down the monarchy. Love had nothing to do with that marriage. Meghan Markle married Harry for money and power, so Charles does not need to pay her a cent. It's just going to keep going until the truth about it finally comes out. But I'm not going to believe anything that she says. We see what they have done. We see what she is responsible for. We see what the both of them are capable of. So fine, give her enough rope, let her hang herself. She's going to drift away into obscurity. Charles is a powerful man, so I hope that he can be the one to put a stop to this insanity from Meghan. And you, what do you think about this case? Please let me know below in the comments, and we'll also talk about it in the next videos. And by the way, in this video, we've also got to talk about what you had to say in the video titled, People Hate Harry and Meghan More Because of Spare or Because of the Royal Family's Fault. So let's take this opportunity to look at some of your comments. First comment comes to us from Chuck. Harry's objective is to overshadow the monarchy and show he is more loved and more important in the world. He truly believes his lunacy. Him and Meghan are bringing about their own demise. Let them burn in hell. I agree with you that Harry truly believes in his delusions, and that is the scary thing about him and Meghan. They really seem to believe in their truth, as they call it. And then Audrey's mom, I agree, the thought of what they have done and will probably do again if any money is offered makes me sick and so angry that King Charles sits back and does nothing. Now I hear Charles is buying them a house in the UK. If they ever come back here, I hope they are prepared for a huge backlash from the people. They won't know what's hit them. Audrey, I think you're right about this, and I do hope that Charles doesn't really buy them a home in the UK. I mean, the people are not going to be happy about that. And then Aquarius, I despise the Harkles after hearing that Queen Elizabeth was reduced to tears after watching the Oprah interview. I hope they fall to rock bottom. It may sound malicious, but that's how I feel, folks. I don't blame you for feeling that way, Aquarius. That's the way most of us feel. I mean, of course the Queen was reduced to tears after watching that Oprah interview. How could she not have been? They did that intentionally to hurt her. And I don't think they could ever be forgiven for that. All right, everybody. Again, thank you so much for all of your wonderful comments. I'm really sorry that I sound horrible right now. I am fighting a terrible cold, so please bear with me. I promise I'll be over it soon. But anyway, please don't forget to subscribe to our The King YouTube channel to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely evening. And, we'll be back to see you tomorrow. Bye. I love you all.